Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Civilization 6 Gathering Storm. We are pressing forward on our science victory, but this spaceport's coming along pretty slowly, so there's a couple of things we can do about this. Number one, we didn't actually finish the power plant in our industrial zone, and we should do that, but I was looking at this, and I'm actually thinking that an oil power plant, which we were initially thinking about going for because of the reduced emissions, is maybe not the right call. The oil power plant gives +3 production, and extends that production to nearby cities. And that's a useful thing. I was thinking I like the oil power plant over the coal power plant in part because of the fact that it spreads out the extra production where the coal plant doesn't. But the coal plant does give more production to the capital than the oil plant will, because the oil plant is just a flat +3, whereas the coal plant is bonus production equal to the adjacency bonus of the district, which is 3 because of the mines and quarries, and doubled to 6 because of our policy card, right? So, I think the first thing we want to do is pick up a power plant, and the way we do that might be to purchase it, just to make sure that we are getting this done as quickly as possible. It's cheaper to buy it out than it would be to buy out the oil plant, and this is really not that much time worth of gold. It's not even 2 full turns of gold output. We're totally going to get Albert Einstein. I'm not desperate for any of these other great people. So yeah, like we don't need to be saving money for that purpose. John Rockefeller gives trade routes +2 gold for each strategic resource improved by the destination city. That's interesting. Yeah, let's go ahead and buy a coal power plant for the capital. At this point in the game, we kind of, I feel bad saying this, but I sort of don't care about emissions anymore. Like, we have flood barriers finished or almost finished in every one of our cities. Everyone that needs them. And we aren't really, we don't have rivers, so our river flooding, or we don't have any rivers that flood anyway. We just have, these tiny little baby rivers with no floodplains. So we're not going to see any increased flooding from the sea level rise or anything. We're, in our position, pretty well protected from natural disaster. The only thing that could really happen is a hurricane, an oceanic storm system, and we haven't really seen any of that stuff, so I think we might be okay to just sort of go nuts on the emissions now. Another thing we can do is reallocate our citizens. So you can see here, we have some citizens working some fine but not great tiles up here. The game seems to very much prefer to have citizens working tiles rather than in districts. But our districts do have slots for citizens, and each district has a different citizen yield based on what the district gives. So I think we're going to specialize the city for industry, which will cause it to go ahead and fill up the factories. And you know what? Honestly, that hasn't even affected our growth very much. Kind of thinking maybe I also want to fill up... Yeah, I'm going to also fill up the science district here. That has affected our growth a little bit, but I think that's a reasonable thing to do. To be perfectly honest, after we finish satellites and we get the moon landing, I'm not sure whether it will be science or production that will be our bottleneck, because we'll have the satellite and the moon landing to get through before it will even be useful to us to have the next colony. And I know that that's a lot of techs that you're seeing there, but a lot of them are going to go down pretty quickly, right? Yeah, there's a bunch that'll be only a single turn, and basically I'm just debating whether I want to go into every city and maximize for science. I think maybe I do. The capital has quite a bit of production. We'll just make sure that every city is actually working people in its campus as hard as possible. This is not going to be a big change for some of our cities, but we gained 30 or 40 points of science per turn there. It's a pretty significant gain. We do need to... If I buy the library, what will we build next? I suppose the seaport is something we can just start working on and let it finish kind of whenever. I don't know that it's a terribly crucial thing, and I want the science quickly. So we may as well throw that in the queue. You know what? Just in case. Let's throw some normal walls in the queue. We won't need them anymore once we have steel. How many turns are we away from steel? Quite a few. Yeah, but who's going to attack me, right? I don't need this. So yeah, throw that in there, and we'll just purchase the rest of your science buildings. You're doing fine work. Okay. The other major concern I have is trying to not end up in a Dark Age. Alright, completed a trade route, got another point of era score. I think probably we'll be fine for not hitting another Dark Age. I would love it if we could end up in a Heroic Age, though. Treasury is filling up quite nicely. We have satisfied Teddy Roosevelt's agenda, money grubber. Yeah, I mean, our income is pretty impressive. No two ways about that. And see, in a lot of places we're building buildings that are not new enough. I don't know. Your civilization is the first in the world to consume a resource to generate power for its cities. Really? I guess it's still 1240 AD. I'm thinking of that as like pretty old school technology at this point, but yeah, we're ahead of people by a pretty large amount. Okay, one more thing we can do to help out the capital is start running trade routes from the capital to get that extra industry going. What were you doing? Oh, you were just hanging out. You were just hanging out down here. We will probably want to build a wonder, you know, somewhere at some point, maybe. There's a research station that has to be built on a snow tile or something, isn't there? Where is that? Is that in the... It's pretty late in the game, I know that. Here we go. Plus 20% science and plus 10% production in all cities. If there are 5 snow or hill tiles within 3 tiles of a city and owned by this player, these yields are doubled. There are 5 snow or snow hill tiles within 3 tiles of a city, so that we would not get the doubling. But plus 20% science and 10% production in all cities is pretty great. And we have a snow tile over here. It has to be built on a snow tile, right? Must be built next to a campus with a research lab on a snow or snow hill tile. So we actually currently can't build it. The campus isn't far enough down. We could found another city just for the purpose of getting this thing going. And this actually would provide the doubled bonus. The city would be terrible at building it, but Gustav Eiffel would do more than half of the work. Okay, I like that idea. Let's do that. Let's get a settler somewhere. Hold on. How much is it going to be to buy? The university is 750. And a settler would be 960. Okay, so we probably want to actually build our settler. I guess it could be here. This is not an urgent thing. We'll just throw him in the queue. Yeah, that would be nice to have. It'll be a nice short walk over here. We'll get some oil. We'll actually be able to put up a reasonable harbor. Seems very, very sensible to me. Now, it is worth noting that he still does not have space initiative, and we do want to get on that. So, now that we have a new government type, we can make a new one of these, and this has definitely got priority over our museum. So builders gain the ability to use all their charges to provide bonus production to a district project. I believe this will allow us to use builders to push space projects forward. So probably that's the one. That's the 4 slots for any work. That's units healing when they kill stuff. Okay, Royal Society it is. This is of great import. Well, I mean, it's not that important. We just need to have it done before the spaceport gets done, because we want to give that governor title to Pingala. Alright, but things are coming along. We are continuing to complete trade routes, continuing to get era score. Yeah, I feel very confident now that we will not Dark Age again. So if we Golden Age again, in addition to the obviously useful dedications, we probably will be able to get Brasilia to flip over to us. Although, man, people are trying hard to take it. I am not going to assist them. We are not interested in fighting the people of the free cities. There's 3 industry available from that trade route. Ooh, wow. Yeah, democracy, man. 8 industry available from this trade route. Who do we have a cultural alliance with again? Is it... That's not Teddy. Teddy's a research alliance, right? So, I mean, that's valuable too. Okay, so trade routes to Sumeria give us additional great people points. So those are definitely preferred. Where was he on the list? Okay, so he's got a +7. We could get 1 extra industry per turn, but it is just 1 extra industry. It also comes with 3 science. So this would be an extra engineer point and scientist point every turn, versus a trade route that is just better. Actually, do we have a trade route running from the capital to Sumeria already? Because if we do, then I don't need to do that. My routes, Gilgamesh. Yes, in fact. Okay, so yeah, we just want to run the best route then, because you can only get that bonus once per city, I believe. You are also running from the capital. And you are probably just creating a farm. Then we get you, yeah, +4 science from every university is fantastic. Absolutely something we want. Also, he boosted advanced flight as we're getting close to finishing it. That's really lovely. Okay, that's not happening. And I'd be like, no. Okay, yes, I just have to right-click on it. So great people are still going to be a pretty important part of our overall era scoring. We're about to get another artist, and I think we even have slots for the great works. Putting together those great admiral points pretty quickly. We don't actually need the admirals, but I want the points for getting them. And triggers the Eureka moment for computers unless the city build an additional district is not a very good great engineer. We're going to get there first, because nobody else cares about great engineer points the way I do. And I guess we'll take him. Here we can purchase ourselves a university. And the research lab is going to be 1740. Okay. Yeah, I certainly don't want to help them put down the thing. I also certainly do not want to declare war on Mvemba. And I definitely don't want to get rid of any... what do you call it? Any favor. Out of curiosity, though, like... Really? You'd give me 6 gold a turn for 30 turns and 10 more gold for a single coal. I'll do that. Absolutely, man. What do you need a single coal for? Another benefit of running a coal power plant in the capital is that we do just have a huge amount of coal that we're currently not getting any value out of, so... Nice to put some value behind that. Oh, spies. Okay, I apologize. I will cease these operations at once. That's my bad. I failed. Man, that mission was really likely to succeed, wasn't it? Wasn't it like 90%? Bad luck, man. You know, it may be the case that the percentage that we see doesn't take into account any kind of counter-spying that he has in place, because I don't know that his counter-spies are there, right? So it may just be that I'm getting caught by his good talented counter-spies. Could I please have my spy back? It won't happen again this time, probably. That's a lot of money. Sure. Sure. Okay, so again, just the best route available is going to be this. Yep. Lots of trade with Teddy Roosevelt. Okay, you... You know, I need a little bit better vision of this stuff. I guess we're working on satellites. In 6 turns, we will get a whole lot of vision. So maybe for right now, just counter-spy in the capital? Yeah, hang out in the industrial zone and prevent it from being destroyed by interlopers. Okay, so did we build... We built an oil power plant here, right? Yeah, and that makes a lot of sense because the industrials or the adjacency bonus of this zone is, I believe, 0. And also the other cities around here really need the help. So yeah, aquarium. +1 science to each coastal resource, shipwreck, and reef tile in this city. Not bad. And we're getting to the point where we could actually take advantage of this oil. It's coming. Fisheries are not as crucial here. I mean, the tiles do still get better. We may buy a builder once we get our research lab in a couple of turns. Okay, there we go. Antananarivo having so many farms around here allows us to improve our farms through proximity to theirs, which is nice. It's good to have this sort of like league of friendly city-states and everything. This game has been really just, like, pleasant. Easy, but pleasant. You know what, maybe we can build the settler here instead. Sure. Actually, yes, I'm 100% fine with that. I am no longer nervous about giving people coal, because we are largely insulated from its negative effects. Yeah, we'll just build the settler here. And take it out of the queue over here. And then I don't know what we'll make here. Probably it's just a seaport, right? I don't know. Let's decide that when it is actually time to decide that. So the first thing we'll want to build out of this city is just a campus, right? Somewhere. I do not want to give you my favor. We do need amenities. Yeah, okay. That's a pretty low price to pay for 4 amenities. Okay, so America's continuing to expand. I mean, we're getting to the point where it is more possible to live in places that are a little bit less friendly, so you're going to see expansion continuing. Okay, turns out we want to just jump over there. So do we have enough power here? I guess we have so much power coming in because of Cardiff's bonus. Okay, this thing does not update in real time, which is a little bit annoying. It does look like Brasilia is going to be able to hold its own. It's fighting superior troops, but it's fighting them off well enough, and they're not bringing stuff in that's really capable of damaging the city walls. I wonder if the amount of loyalty pressure that we exert during a normal age would be sufficient to take this over, or if we would have to get a golden age. Absolutely. I am fine now being the world's coal baron. What city-state did I lose? Nan Madal. I think we want that one. That's alright. We'll get it back. We don't have a ton of extra spending that we can do. Yeah, that's just some bonus culture. I mean, are we anywhere near losing Cardiff? No. Okay, sure. I'll take this back. It is 100 points of culture, apparently. Oh, right. All of our stuff expires all at once. Declare friendship. And with you, I had a military alliance. It's really important that we keep our alliances up at all times at this point because a lot of our trade value is dependent on it. Oops, that's the wrong button. That's also not the right button. You know, declare friendships is at the top, but alliances is at the bottom, and apparently that's enough to confuse me because I am very simple. It happens. There's no shame in it. Sometimes people are simple. Sure. I'll take a declaration of friendship with you. And then I'm gonna see if Shaka will also declare friendship with us. America's denounced the evil deeds of the Zulu. Maybe not. Maybe we should let the Zulu just kind of be on their own. Seems like it might not be a great idea to be their friend. Okay, this is the one trade route we were running to Gilgamesh, so we definitely want to keep that going. Yeah, we're doing very, very well on resource output. Also, we have a huge amount of faith, and I really don't know what to do with it. I guess just spreading our religion around the world is valuable, right? Because it does mean more money. And we can't use faith to buy many buildings. I suppose we could buy a broadcast center. We could pick up another belief, but it would be a holy site building belief, which we don't care about. All right, just get me a missionary. Give me 2 missionaries. Let's make sure that the area to the south of us has our religion. And we're going to save up gold so that we can drop all the buildings in this campus right away. Okay, he's building some kind of wonder that we didn't want to build. A majority of Sumerian cities are now Jewish. Do we need to keep an eye on the religious victory? How's Pedro doing there? Okay, he's just got the 2. No, that's Shaka. Here's Pedro also just has the 2. Yeah, this is fine. We don't have to worry about this. Okay, we've gained a boost to advanced ballistics thanks to all of our power plants. Should I try to convert these cities over here? They already have a bunch of belief. Like, we would need a concentrated blast of our religion over there. I don't know that that's necessarily even worth the trouble. We could use faith to purchase campus buildings in the new city if we can get the religion into it fast enough. That's probably worth doing. Yeah, we'll just have a missionary down there waiting. Because you can convert a city that only has 1 citizen, usually with just a single charge, for obvious reasons. And I'm talking about saving gold, but what am I saving the gold for? We could literally just purchase a bunch of favor from people, and thus be able to run the table the way we want it at the Congress. We have completed the first civic of the atomic era. And satellites, and the ability to conduct an additional spy, and also we could get rock bands, I guess, if we wanted to rock band now. Don't think I really want to change. We could use containment at some points, but the policies we have now are pretty valuable. Okay, so we're pretty far from our housing cap. Yeah, the Statue of Liberty has, I guess, non-zero value here. It's low, but it's not 0. We could instead build, like, what could we build here that would even matter? I guess the value of all of these tiles having features that have not been knocked down is pretty low if we don't have theater squares, isn't it? So maybe clearing 1 to make a room for a theater square would be a sensible thing to do. This tile is pretty valuable. Yeah, I guess let's just clear this for a theater square. And here we are purchasing a library and a university. And the research lab is going to have to wait for next turn. And then I guess just, yeah, build a seaport. I'm not in any big hurry on these seaports. I don't think they're, like, incredible for us. We could change out our social policies, but tough for me to imagine that we want to. Colonial taxes is definitely, like, the softest of our policies. If we were going to drop one, it would be that. But yeah, I don't think that we want to drop one. I think we're okay. We're okay on housing for right now. I suppose we could mount cryptography just to keep ourselves safer from enemy spies. But we're not getting 0 value out of this, right? Yeah, I think we're cool. We're going to be just passing the turn a lot, unfortunately. This is not a very interactive victory. Trade routes ending. We are getting a fair amount of era score from our dedication. I don't think it's... The choice that I made, I don't think it was completely terrible. I do think it was wrong. But it's not like we're going to miss out on a ton. Let us run this route up to the capital. So we're going to get our Royal Society in 5 turns. It would be great if we could finish this the spaceport on that same turn. That would be optimal value. So it'll be 4 citizens. Okay, we're going to have to push pretty hard to get this city to flip. And here, we're actually quite close. They're at 6 citizens now. Turns out we still need more power. Sure. You know what? Maybe I shouldn't have taken his embassy. Whatever. That just gives him more vision. So we're missing 1 power. When we finish the seaport, we actually will get that point of power. That does matter a little bit. Congo has formed an alliance with America. So it really is just going to be the case that everybody except the Zulu is all in on this big thing. Okay, 7-7 with 2 science. That is, yep, that is the right one. Run a trade route to Baltimore. We're about to hit the end of the era. We're definitely not going to be able to get a golden age. But we definitely are going to be able to get a normal age, I think. Okay, so those cities are properly flipped. I'm surprised Mexico City hasn't flipped yet. We put so much pressure on it. I'm kind of thinking I am going to build a harbor here. I guess the city has enough power coming in from other sources, from the oil plant, that it doesn't really... maybe it doesn't need the harbor. But there are buildings I'd like to build. Make a neighborhood. Okay, this tile has actually no value. We probably will still build the harbor, but we'll build it after. Here, seaport would be totally good. That's, like, I think the best we can say about it, really. Still don't want to do a ranged attack, so we need 2 more era score in the next 10 turns. We are going to get this great admiral and this great musician in time. Yeah. Okay, so we don't have to stress about this, and there's no point in pushing harder because there's no way we make it to a golden, right? Part of the problem here is that we are causing the game era to move really quickly because of the fact that we're way ahead of the current era in terms of civics and tech. Still no? You know, there are still civics that I need. All of this wonderful culture from our stuff that's getting painted that I'm not really paying very much attention to. Hey guys, we figured out how to work iron. It's exciting. All right, you are going to come down here and help spread our religion. Oh, we are going to need flood barriers quickly. Well, that's doable. I'm trying to figure, like, does it matter where we put it, really? No, this is fine. You are also headed down here. I think it's only going to take the 1 charge. Yeah, the flood barriers are definitely going to be a priority, because we are now producing emissions. Maybe I should settle the city back from the river. We could just aqueduct for the freshwater bonus. Yeah, but I want the good harbor, because I want to be able to shipyard, and I want to make the city as functional as possible, even if it's never going to be great. Next melt expected in 43 turns, but it will actually be faster than that, right? Because emissions are going to keep gaining. I'm going to be gutsy with this. We're going to try. So the flood barrier is really not that expensive. Remember that we're getting double production to city center buildings because of the World Congress, and that's only true for 8 turns. So we definitely will need to purchase this. We'll get that building quickly. You can flip the city to our religion, and then I guess you can just go throw a charge at Mexico City. Just push that along. Okay, so now this city is capable of purchasing campus buildings with faith. I mean, we have to get the flood barriers up first, right? As much as I want to just get that campus out right away, we have to get the flood barriers up, and we cannot buy them, right? Right. Okay. We can buy a bunch of really basic stuff. So like this is a food and a production, which in a city of this size is a big deal. We are getting production from the oil plant, which is really great for us. Is there anything else that we could purchase here that would be like immediately helpful? Not really. Hey, we should get the granary just that, yeah, like that did take a turn off of our first settle. We don't need this sewer, but also we have a ton of gold. Just buy the sewer, so we don't have to think about growth here for a while. And then, with all of this gold, do you have your shipyard yet? You do. Yeah, I'm not really sure what to buy with all of this gold. I guess patronage is really the only thing we have left to use gold on. The only thing that's helpful. So, like, it would be really great if we could get Alfred Nobel. Unfortunately, we only have a couple of turns. We're not going to make the amount of money we'd have to have. Yeah, that's fine. He's really the only one of the visible great people. We could start buying seaports. We don't have to actually build these seaports. Oh, I guess I do need to buy that. Right, I forgot about that. Okay, still completing trade routes. You know what? I should have accepted that, right? I was just on autopilot there. I was already thinking about other things, but we're fine trading off coal now. We got a historic moment for founding a city in the snow. That's pushed us up to a normal age. Okay. We would need 145 for the golden. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Our alliance with Corvinus has come to an end. I'm sure he'll be cool with going back to it. It seems like we've just got a very, very peaceful set of leaders here. Everybody kind of digs everybody else, thinks they're working out well. Sometimes it falls that way with the agendas. Like it just ends up being the case that everybody's satisfying everybody else's agenda. We have 3 envoys that I don't want to do anything with, I don't think. Yeah, we could be making more gold, but I'd rather just hold on to them for the purposes of... I think this increases the production in the city, but not the production from the factory. So it won't give extra production to the other cities that are, you know... It's just for the one city that actually built the factory. I think we can just hold on to our guys. These are defensive envoys. And this is not a huge priority. I'm not going to spend money on it. How many turns do we have left? 7? We would have to generate 12 more era score, huh? Yeah, that's probably not doable. Alright, well, I'll take my normal age. That's fine. I wonder if we would have gotten the Golden Age if I'd taken the other dedication. The correct dedication. We might have, honestly. I might have screwed up in a way that really matters. And apparently, they're fighting back and forth religiously for Sumeria. It just went back to majority Judaism. Got our governor title, and we know exactly where that's going. Plus 30% production to space program projects. St. Louis is... Yeah, I don't think there's going to be any 8 production trade routes left available to us. But there is one to Buda. So it'd be 8 production versus the 2 extra science from St. Louis. Honestly, I think the point of production matters quite a lot. Yeah, we know we're not doing that. Still don't actually have this power, but we will soon. Okay, and in 3 turns we can start our first space race project. We already know 2. It might be worthwhile to build a spaceport here just to run a secondary project, you know, so that we're not totally bottlenecked. I'm not sure how feasible that's going to be, because the city has quite a lot less production, right? We're at 42 production there versus 119 here. Yeah, it might not be impactful enough to matter. Where are we at on oil? Are we getting close? No, we still have... Yeah, we still have a few turns left. We can just get another builder for that. Improve another fishing boat for the moment. Hey, the city's growing quickly. We're going to be able to use our prodigious faith to get campus buildings. I think we want to build the campus before... well, we want the campus like just as soon as we get access to the research station, which, yeah, is next. That's the next thing we're doing. So, yeah, we want the campus before we want the harbor. We don't really have a lot of places to put great works of music. Do we not have any broadcast towers? Well, I mean, I could purchase one with Faith, right? We know that. He could have created a great work of music in the capital because we still have the capital slot open, but he's going to create 2 great works of music. Oh, that's broadcast centers only have 1 slot. I was remembering them having 2 for some reason. Okay, well, he's going to have to do both anyway. Okay, the city's already more or less functional. That flood barrier up very quickly. Yeah, as soon as we can improve oil, as soon as we can build oil derricks, we're going to be just absolutely swimming in the stuff. I don't really need horses. Okay, fine. Not even a single gold per horse. You know, they are doing a good enough job of keeping... Like, they're doing damage to it every turn, so it's never getting to rebuild its walls. They will wear it down eventually. Okay, I think it's just... That came along at just the right time. And actually, our old red policy went obsolete. We're no longer getting science from seaports. So plus 15% production towards space race projects in the only city that we're going to be doing them in. And the time has come, so let's have a look at how bad these look. Okay, launching the Earth satellite is only 6 turns. That's not bad at all. I thought it was going to be much worse than that. Okay, at some point, it makes sense to just start running campus research grants non-stop in every city. I wonder if we're there, because this will produce extra science. And like I said, we don't really need to have the next project unlocked until we could actually start doing it. But it's looking like we're getting there, right? Maybe that is what I want to be doing. And we should probably get one more... Like, we should get at least 1 builder. We are getting close to being able to exploit the oil. Plus 2 production and 5 gold from all trade routes, plus 5% science, plus 5% science per city state that you are the suzerain of. That's really good. So yeah, rapid deployment. We'll get the Amundsen Scott Research Station up. We'll try to build it. And we're definitely headed for the International Space Agency. That seems extremely valuable. Three more turns until the era ends. 3 more turns until the World Congress. So we're going to lose our flood barrier build bonus before we actually get the flood barrier done. But it'll be mostly done by then. Okay. You know what? Yeah, just renew your mission. It would be a real bummer in the capital if we were to have our industrial area sabotaged. It is a shame that we weren't able to build it next to the spaceport so that the spy could monitor both. But maybe we just get another spy and have somebody else be counter-spying there. Alright, listen. Music's all well and good, but I have a lot of important clicking to do. Alright, so we've got power restored here from the seaport. It is a little bit of a shame that we lost all that science, because we did have a few seaports finished. 350 science for every artifact in this city. That's a bit of a shame of a great scientist. Instantly builds a factory and workshop in this district, and factories provide +2 production. Is actually a pretty good great engineer. So where are we at? We're at... Next turn would be the win. I was just trying to figure out, like, is it possible for us to use patronage to acquire enough great people to push us over? All of the sounds could stop. There's just a lot of stuff slowly resolving. A huge sound queue, one by one, playing out. Definitely keep our alliances up, even though I don't care about a religious alliance at all. So, like, I should probably pass on this great person. Or not pass, but just not take them. Oh, I guess I can't do that. I have to take them now or take them later. Alright, fine. I was just thinking, like, we could hold off on that great person point until next era, but if it's completing a city-state quest, that's actually pretty important. Because now they'll be able to give us a new quest immediately. We are not going to need another engineer or another builder over here. Although, we are going to need at least one more down south. Yeah, go ahead and build that. This city still could actually use a harbor. Well, the whole reason I wanted to build a harbor here was for power, but now we're getting enough power from... Yeah, maybe I don't care about that. I certainly don't care about these wonders that are available. If we had built the Taj Mahal at some point, I guess that would have been valuable, but we don't need it. And it's hard to know if we really need to push science super hard because we don't know what the cost of the moon landing will be yet, because we have to finish the Earth satellite first. Yeah, I guess just provide us with some extra science. And we may as well just retire this great... I don't know if there's any point in keeping one around, but I suppose there's also not any point in lowering our war weariness. Yeah, I guess just hang out. It is at least theoretically possible that we could have to fight somebody, and if we did, we'd probably want the combat strength bonus from the Great General. I never did build that monument. I suppose there's a bunch of monuments we could afford to get done. Yeah, an earlier Taj Mahal would have probably allowed us to Golden Age here. Well, it only increases the era score of events that generate more than 1 point. So maybe it wouldn't have been enough. I don't know if we got 10 events that were more than 1 point. Okay, so these both are not terribly useful for us. I would love it if this was me. We'd get an extra trade route capacity, and also some people could get gold or whatever. I just want trade route capacity. It's possible that Washington will vote for us on this because he is sending us a bunch of trade routes already, I believe, so we probably don't need to put a ton of favor into this because he's the next highest person. I'd like to put enough in to baffle Corvinus, but I don't know that I want to spend over 300. If we did this, we'd still have 349 left. Yeah, you know what? I guess that's fine. And then, like, turtles. It would be cool if turtles generated additional amenities. Because we have 7 copies of turtles. All of our cities would be ecstatic for the entire duration of this World Congress session. I think there's a pretty good chance that multiple people are going to vote turtles, though, because a lot of people have multiple sources of turtles. We'll put a couple of votes in here. In order to outrun people, we would need to put in over 100. I'll do like that. Alright, come on, Teddy. Please be on my side. The world has entered the modern era. We're back to normal era status. Coupe does in fact win. Teddy chose Mvemba and Zinga, actually. But we won because some other smaller nations chose us. Actually, a lot of people chose us. And everybody loves turtles. Is it everybody, or was it just me? He actually wanted B. Okay, yeah, everybody loves turtles. Cool. Well, that was the best outcome for us. So we now have built a bunch of the buildings that we were going to make that was making Heartbeat of Steam good, but honestly, We're still working on shipyard or seaports in a couple of places. Not too many places. Here, we're going to build a broadcast center. Yeah, I think Heartbeat of Steam is probably right. Every new building we unlock is going to be... At this point, it doesn't matter. We probably are not looking at actually the game being long enough for this to matter. Let's go ahead and just buy the new trader. Over here, we'll just build this broadcast tower, I guess, because I don't really know what else to do with myself. We do have more industry here. So if I did build a spaceport, maybe this city could help a little bit with the project? Honestly, probably not. And honestly, the broadcast tower probably doesn't provide any benefit to us at all, right? We should probably just do research grants. Just get the science rolling. So in 3 turns, we'll have a much better sense of sort of the pace of things. Hey, how you doing, man? He was really trying to convince me with his eyes there. Just very, very friendly. Brazil has denounced the Congo. So the Congo is still not, like, totally integrated into the world community. Some people like them just fine. We have oil now, and we can actually build oil extractors. Okay, it's just showing me where those were. Well, good news. This is very well timed. Alright, so are we looking at 7 industry being the cap we can get from a trade route now? Yeah, looks like. Okay, well then we want to run those trade routes to America for the extra science. Ah yes, the American city of Seems like things have not gone super well for old Gilgamesh. What do we want to build here? This city is maybe just on research grants too? It might be the case that research grants is going to be all some of our cities do for the rest of the game. And actually, I should probably take advantage of the queue. Like, let's just queue up a whole lot of research grants every time we have a city do this. So is there anything we can build here that will matter at all? We have all of our harbor and campus buildings. Yeah, I think we're just in hardcore science mode. We have a crazy amount of money, but not really a lot to do with it. Let's just keep an eye on who is worth patronaging. So we're going to get James Watt for sure. We don't really have a district to use him on, but he could just give our factories +2 production. That's good enough, really. So yeah, we're just going to keep an eye out for like important scientists and engineers to use patronage on them. Rapa Nui just changed hands, it looks like. I really don't need that. Sure. I wonder what people are still getting horses for. I suppose a lot of people are behind us quite a bit in tech at this point. Wow, he'd really pay for that. The thing is, I just don't need the gold. Like, that was probably a really good price for a great work of music, but what am I going to do with it? Alright, we have launched our Earth satellite. It begins. At this point, everybody else is going to get a notification that I am winning the game, and that may cause some of our diplomatic stature to decline. We've launched the world's first satellite into orbit. We have gained vision of the entire map. We have steel now, so all of our cities are well protected. It would be tough for people to turn on us in a way that's very effective at this point. Okay, you just come down here. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to bother like building another industrial zone just so that he can get his free factory and workshop off. Let's just gain +2 production on our factories and keep moving forward. Oh, wait, hold on. offshore oil is not on the same... Yeah, it's on plastics. Okay, so we're not quite ready for that yet. Well, you just chill out here. It's not very long from now. Okay, the moon landing will be a further 9 turns. And then we'll be ready for the next project at our current rate of research in... Yeah, it's just here. That's going to be 3, 5, 7, 10. Okay. Hey, that timing works out really well. And then after that, is it just the one that's hidden in the future tech? We're going to get the moon landing. We're researching the Mars colony. Yeah, and then it'll be the exoplanet expedition, which is off in the dark future tech area. And then, for some reason, there's a second tab that is also just the exoplanet expedition. Not sure what that's about. So we don't need anything. Alright, well. You up those research grants. Yeah, the Amundsen Scott station would be nice to get. So we're done with our flood barrier now. We're about to build some oil wells over here, which will certainly help with our production output. Golden Gate Bridge is available. I don't really care about that. A volcano has become dormant. I don't need a notification about other people's volcanoes becoming dormant. That doesn't help me. So we need to just get the campus done, right? That's the most important thing. And it actually does not matter at all where we put it. I guess if I put it here, we can get an adjacency bonus going with a harbor that we might eventually build. Yeah, we don't have the ability to buy that out, right? We don't have that governor. Or she doesn't have that bonus, rather. Yes, fine. She's only 1 off of it. Well, we're pretty close to getting another governor title, aren't we? Hold on. Yeah. The Empire of Congo has declared war against Cardiff. You better not take that. So wait, did Cardiff... Huh. Take me to Cardiff. What is going on here? Oh, he actually is going to try to take it. Well, he doesn't have a lot of siege weaponry available. The units will not be able to move on the turn they're levied. Will not be able to fight back, probably. I was just kind of wondering if I could, like, levy them and then upgrade their units for them, but probably not, right? And if I levied them, they wouldn't actually be able to fight back at all. I want that to not happen. I want that to not be happening. We do have other sources of power now. It wouldn't be the end of the world if we lost them. Certainly not as bad as it would once have been. I can't even talk to them about this. Yeah, that's a shame. Well, they're a declared friend, but we have a lot of grievances against them. If they actually take Cardiff, it would suck a lot. But I don't have any ability to interact with them on it, so I guess they'll do it or they won't. Okay, so here we have access to the Industrial Zone Logistics project as well. That would produce great engineer points. I wonder if it is worth focusing hard on doing that. Like, this is not a very good great engineer, but there definitely are great engineers whose thing is they just add a bunch of production to space projects. Maybe we want... Yeah, maybe we want that more than we want the project. It's like, hold on, where's the city that's doing the project right now? How much science is being provided by that? 5.8. So it might be like 10%, or it might be a flat amount. Can we see another city that's doing it? Here we're getting 5.3. So it's not based on the city's... It's not like 10% science or anything. Okay. So that's a pretty small amount, right, relative to what we're currently doing. I wonder if the great engineer points might be more beneficial. because we don't have a lot of sources of them. And we're going to keep creating great engineers, and we're going to keep running research grants. So, like, we're going to be fine on great scientist points for sure. And I'm not buying builders all over the place because I'm trying to be efficient with our money. But, like, is that a thing that's actually necessary? Refuse deal. Also, did you see this? It's hard to see through all of the garbage notifications. But we acquired another tile over here and just immediately got our flood barriers up around it. City has reached 25 population for the first time in the world. We're doing very well in our capital. Oh, +1 food to fishing boats, you say? Hey, that's not a bad boost at all. We have 29 housing, and we're still growing so quickly. This is definitely one of the largest cities I've ever had. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. It's not incredible. So this will flip over to us in 8 turns, and it looks like it might actually survive that long. Not that we care very much about it at this point. Is there anything of import to build here? No, not really. Alright, well, you know the deal. I don't actually know how many turns are left in this game. It's not a huge amount. I don't know that basically what I'm saying is, we're getting close to hitting an hour here, and I don't think I want to push through to the end today, because I think that we are, these really should just pop up in a thing down here, so that I can read them at my leisure, and I don't have to click them off immediately to be able to see what's happening. Your job is now to go and get that one. But yeah, I don't think we're not gonna try to push through to the end today. Oh, yeah, we were doing grants, I just hadn't queued them. But we probably will not, it probably will not take a full hour to finish the game tomorrow. So, like I said, I would like to do one more game in this series. I think that'll be a good length. And I'd like it to be a more aggressive game. Basically, what I really want to do is make use of the giant death robot. We'll see if the game is actually... It's possible that a military game won't last long enough for us to get value out of a giant death robot. Maybe we'll try to build one here. But that's sort of my goal, is to get giant death robot. We should probably be running some trade routes out of Talpiri as well. Then I guess this guy can run over and make a fishery. That's a thing that's worth doing. Oh wow, we're actually not producing a lot of population. Why allow your forces to keep their identity? He's talking about the fact that we have not combined military forces into corps and armies and stuff. But we don't have enough units to do that anywhere, I don't think. I don't know what you want the oil for, but I don't need amenities right now. I'm feeling really secure on my amenities. You know, one thing that we should actually build somewhere is another spy, right? So let's go to some city. Actually, it's probably this one. Some city that has reasonable production output. We'll make ourselves another spy. We'll put you first in the queue. Because we should have a spy protecting the spaceport. That's a good idea. +8 production is probably the way we want to go here. I don't necessarily need to run a route to Gilgamesh from this city. Okay, that'll help get some stuff done. Yep, you're just going to go build like a bad fishery. What is happening in this city? Why are we starving so rapidly? If we had enough food... Oh, 0 turns until growth. Has it just been jumping back and forth across the border between 4 and 5 population over and over again while I'm not paying attention? It's definitely possible. Okay, production. Always more production. There has never been enough production. So we'll grab both the oil wells, and also this is just barely in workable range. So 2 turns left on that project. We're still actually quite a few turns off of nanotechnology. Our rate of science went down a little bit, apparently. Okay. So we're at 58 minutes. Let's definitely get these satellites launched, or get the moon landing out, and then we'll have an idea of what we're looking for. Somebody is trying for a culture victory. We just saw there, so I should probably actually pay attention to some of those notifications. Congo is currently leading on the culture victory. They have 42 citizens. We are setting the pace for the other players. We have managed to produce the most culture without really trying very hard. Our unique amphitheater replacement is just bananas powerful. Like, we're getting so much culture without really putting any effort into it. I don't think we're in any danger of losing a cultural victory, or losing a cultural game, rather. Alright, so we're producing even more great people points. Like, Mary Leakey's not a very good great scientist for us. It's not a good combination of traits, but we probably will take her. There's not a lot of sense in passing scientists at this point because we're producing so many points and we have so many resources to use for patronage. Okay, that's helpful. Yeah, honestly, this city's becoming pretty good pretty quickly. Hungary is seeking a science victory. We don't really... I'm not threatened by that. So this grants a one-time culture bonus equal to 10 times your science per turn. That's a lot of culture. One small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind. All thanks to our civilization. Plus 2 gold for plantations, yet we definitely want to trade out... I think I would rather drop Raj than this one. I think we're making a lot of use out of all of that industry. That's 24 industry that we would lose. And at this point, I think this... Well, the science is pretty important, though. But we're trading it out for a science bonus. We could drop colonial taxes. Actually, yeah. Let's run a green card in a wild card slot. That's what's happening today. Our knowledge of robotics has advanced considerably. We can promote you... Where is she right now? In Whanganui? I guess she's getting pretty good value there. She's providing us with a lot of work. But I'm wondering, maybe we just... I'm going to reassign her down to the new city, and we're just going to purchase the harbor. Because we do need to get... what is the name of it? Taupiri? Taupiri? More like? Yeah. We definitely do want to get the industry up here, because the city is going to have to build some of that wonder on its own. We could build ourselves a solar farm. I don't really need to do that. Okay, so in the capital, we're going to take a little break from space projects because we don't have the next one prepped yet. Is there something that I want to build in the meantime? No, not really, right? Like, we could put down another district somewhere, but I don't actually have a lot of free land. Wow, look at... We've produced so much culture in the capital that it's still buying... It's just, like, wrapping around Lisbon. Lisbon is going to be completely within my land before too much longer. How many turns are we talking about here? Probably 6. And then we're going to have to figure out what's going on in the next era. So we do, like, we have time to build something if I wanted to build something. I just don't know what it would be. I think it's probably just a couple uses of campus research grants, right? That's still showing us 6 turns. Okay. I guess we could instead, since this is not changing the number of turns to the tech, we could instead do industrial zone logistics 3 times here for the purpose of generating great engineer points. And then now that we have globalization, what is next? We don't need communications office. We don't really need another governor title. Commercial hubs and encampments provide cities with plus 10% production, plus amenities and culture, plus 30% production toward all city projects. Okay, synthetic technocracy is actually quite good for our situation here. And then we got to get near future government and head up into the future era. And we are going to get stuff finished quite quickly here because of the rollover from the moon landing. Wow, he's actually willing to trade me a great work of art unprompted. Sure. Sure, I'll take that. You really want those resources. You can have them, buddy. We're all friends here. Hungary pillaged a shrine. Oh no. Those monsters. Actually, that is kind of screwed up. Don't just go into people's civilizations and wreck up their places of worship. What's wrong with you? Okay, I don't care about that at all. We can build ski resorts now, I guess, if we wanted to. Not a thing I have strong feelings about. We definitely need to travel to the capital of our empire and protect the spaceport. Alright, we're just going to keep on pushing here. What I would like to do, I think, is end the episode with the beginning of the construction of this wonder. No, you can't have my favor. No, I don't need amenities, is the thing. I kind of don't need anything. Except time. I just need time. We are going to, I did not note what year it was when we landed on the moon. I think we're doing pretty well relative to the pace of real-world human advancement. We don't want to make any changes from this. Oh, hey, Brasilia joined us. Sure. Welcome aboard. The citizens of Brasilia feel an affinity with us and willingly enter our civilization. Yeah, that's cool. You guys have a campus? No? Okay, well, fix that immediately. Okay, we should buy them a sewer. We cannot, unfortunately, fix their ruined districts with gold. But they're also not terribly important, the holy site and the entertainment complex, so we'll just, I guess, let them... We'll let them burn for a while. I don't think that matters very much. And a governor title... So you don't really get any more value. Do we want to promote Liang? No, not really. Well? Yeah, your stuff doesn't matter very much. Even more culture. Why not? I don't think we have any more actually valuable governor title things. We're actually almost at enough air score for a normal age. Someday that seaport will complete. And I don't care about it enough to even spend the gold. Yep, never stop protecting that district. And you also. Protect district forever. I don't know if anybody dislikes us enough to be spying on us, although the fact that we are now approaching the victory condition might change that. Sure. Sure, I have no problem being a fuel exporter at this point in the game. Hungary is denouncing America, so things are fracturing a little bit. Hungary now knows about chemistry. Brazil has mass media. I mean, everybody's pretty far ahead of the pace of actual real-world human development. Here in the capital, we're just gonna cancel this. Yeah, it looks like we haven't actually put anything into it. Let's launch that Mars colony. So 10 turns on that one. And we now need to reach into the future. So advanced power cells is an upgrade for the death robot. We don't specifically care about that. I guess what we need to do is pick up robotics and fusion to reveal all of these. So who knows? Maybe we do end up with giant death robots this game. Yeah, we'll reveal the presence of uranium pretty soon. We don't need to send any city-state envoys anywhere. And like I said, let's finish the campus and then we'll end the episode there. We may end up not being very far from the end of the game at all. So let me know in the comments who you think might be interesting for the military game that we intend to play next. I know there are some new civilizations like Hungary is useful. We gotta renew all of these friendships. My kingdom for a button that's just like, hey everybody, as you were. Yeah, there's like Corvinus would maybe be interesting as a new civilization, but I also know that they changed some of the old ones, and I don't know who they changed in what way. I think Roosevelt got some changes. So I'd be interested in looking into that stuff too. Let me know if you think any of the old civs would be cool now to have a look at their changes. Or just, you know, like, I have not played the game with all of the civs. So some of them would just be interesting because I've never played them. And unfortunately, I don't know them well enough to know which ones that would be. Somebody's called a special session. Alright, well, we shall see about their concerns. All we care about is the city down here, really. I do not think I have ever had this much gold income in a game. We were doing really well on gold last game, too. It might just be easier to get now? Yeah, sure. At this point, my main concern is people staying friendly. Mvimba and Zinga has captured Nobamba. We must resist their aggression. I do not care about this. I have to vote, though. Nobamba. Would that be a Zulu city, maybe? Yeah, sure. I'm not going to spend any favor on it, but... So will I... Oh, I'll automatically go to war with him if I vote up, though, won't I? Yeah, okay. I don't care about this enough to potentially, like, get in trouble over it. And by get in trouble, I mean have to pay any attention to military units at all. Okay, the emergency failed. Wow, Corvinus put a lot of money into that, or a lot of favor. I wonder why that was so important to him. Okay, so we have the good farms now, finally. I mean, I say finally. It's still 1555 AD is like when you should be getting that tech. It's just that we happened to get a lot of other stuff in the interim. Okay, so first thing we do is spend all of our faith to purchase science buildings here. Look at that. We actually had some use for it. The next thing we're going to do is purchase ourselves a pretty good harbor. And then purchase ourselves a bunch of harbor buildings. And it looks like a monument, because why not? Shipyard's an extra 15 production? What? Wait. Why 15? I mean, okay. I'm not arguing. I'm just saying 15 seems high. Okay, now we have enough power to run all the buildings here. And then we know we want to... we want to purchase a trader. That seems reasonable. And then we want to start building the Amundsen Scott Research Station, right? Looking like 33 turns, but not actually going to be 33 turns because we can boost it a little bit. Hey, that's actually coming along pretty quickly there. We have... Yeah, I was going to say, we definitely have at least one more museum. Alright, let's go ahead and pop the other charge off of this guy so that we know how much time it will actually take to finish building this. It kind of looks like we won't get this done in time for it to really matter. We are going to get the good version of it, though. So it's going to be plus 40% science in all of our cities. Is that right? If there are 5 snow tiles or snow hill tiles within 3 tiles of a city and owned by this player, these yields are doubled. Yeah, plus 40% science and 20% production in all cities. And that production translates directly into science because so many of our cities are building, are working on research grants. So this is actually a really, really valuable wonder. I don't think I've ever built it before. So these are all... Okay, we have enough snow tiles around top here to get the good version of this already. That's pretty fantastic. While she's here, she can just buy us some more... Yeah, like we could just buy an industrial zone, right? There's no reason not to. Is there anywhere that we could put it that it would really matter? I guess... Oh, these are not... Yeah, oil is not mined. Yeah, sure, just put it here, I suppose. It would be best to put it as far away from the city, like as close to other districts as possible. Like, we could take control of this tile and then buy our industrial zone right there, and it will provide additional bonus for that industrial zone. We're already getting the factory bonus, but like we could get a workshop of our own. That's 2 production. Like I said, it has a... We're already receiving... Yeah, we're already receiving the bonus industry from a factory. So it doesn't help us to push on any further than that in that district. And then we're nowhere near our housing cap. We don't need to buy a neighborhood. Buying a spaceport would not actually be helpful. So, okay, we got a little bit of extra industry in there. It doesn't really help us to buy another builder. So I guess we're just done purchasing stuff here. And then we want to keep Reyna around because she's doubling the... yeah, she's doubling the adjacency bonus of the harbor, which is part of why it's producing so much industry. Yeah, there's no other improvable tiles nearby, so that's the fastest we're going to get that. We actually have 13 trade routes running. We cannot do any better on that. And I guess we are then done for the turn, and thus done for the video. We don't actually have any idea how much time is left, because we don't know how many researches we're going to have to do before the next thing is available. So yeah, like I said, probably new game starts next episode, not at the very beginning, but somewhere therein. So let me know what factions what civilizations you think it would be cool for us to play, and come back next time to see that thing start happening. And we'll see you then.